Good morning. This is Miss Lee Russell with Business Math B, and today I am very excited to share with you how to start a business for free. Well, almost free. This is one of the best ways to get started on a business without having a huge expense. Okay? So, obviously, we know what free is, no cost or payment. Believe it or not, free is also listed as release from captivity, confinement, or slavery, and not under the control or power of another. You are able to act and do as you wish. This is one of the many benefits of owning a business. But you don't want to borrow a lot of money because then that still puts you in a situation where you've got to provide something for someone at a specific time frame. So it still puts you in some confinement if you do that. Okay? In the startup of your business, a lot of times we define whether we want a product or a service, and that's going to come from your own personal style. And then you want to know what customers prefer. So you want to have an idea of what's needed out there in the market, right? And you can see there's a lot of different people and a lot of different needs. Okay, in a business, these are usually the top startup costs when you start a business. Your building and location, your equipment, marketing. Believe it or not, marketing is really high. Sometimes it's even higher than the building and the site. Employees. So those are the things that cost the most when you start your business, okay? If you're not careful with those, it can actually just blow you out. You're not going to make it the first few months. They say most businesses fail within the first year. Businesses that are successful, say it takes them approximately 3 years to really get up and running. So we want to eliminate some of those expenses. So the first thing we're going to say is, well, if a building or a site costs a lot of money, what type of business could we have that does not need a building? Can you think of those? Can anybody that's live in the session think of what that might be? What kind of business could you have without having to have a building? Yes, you could have a concession stand. That's a good idea. There are some vendors that have those portable ones with wheels that you'll see at like festivals. Okay, so here's a couple of ideas for you. Anything you can do online from home doesn't require a building. Also, any kind of service business that you can run from your home doesn't require a building. Okay, these are the top two businesses right now. Online is growing more and more. And I don't know if you noticed, I put the palm tree and the beaches because it kind of represents freedom and openness. So if you don't have any building expenses, the only expenses that are going to remain are the equipment, employees, and marketing. So what else could we do to cut initial startup costs? Do you have any idea what we could do with that? Yes, we could actually start the business with just yourself or yourself and a friend or a neighbor. Then you won't have to start with employees or making sure anybody needs to get paid. Okay? So if you start the business small with just yourself or yourself and a friend, then you don't need employees. So now all that remains is the equipment and marketing. And you have to think, what kind of business could you open with minimal equipment and marketing? Okay, here are some businesses that literally can be started next week with minimal marketing and minimal equipment. Okay? Pet sitting, cleaning, organizing, house sitting, security, home assistance, grocery delivery, owning your own online store or business, creating your own online web building business, and any other business you can come up with online. Those are all businesses that you could actually open within the next week or two. You could start. So what I want to do is I want to help you guys see how you could start these quickly, what you could do. Okay? Obviously, if you're going to be like in the pet sitting, you're going to have to probably get some leashes, and you're going to have your contracts. You're going to be able to have a car because you're going to have to go to where they're at. Maybe some maps to know where parks are in the area to walk the animals. So they'll be basic things. But with all of them, you'll all have to purchase some minimal equipment. But you can purchase your equipment online, or maybe if you're not sure you want to do this long term, you could also just rent it for a week or a month to see. But marketing is what you're going to need to do for all of these, regardless of which one you choose. The marketing is going to be consistent. So here are some things that I have learned about and discovered and experienced from being in business 20 years. One of the largest printing companies in the United States is Vistaprint. Actually, they're worldwide now. That's the name of the company, Vistaprint.com. They offer free business cards every month. I put $10, but a lot of times they offer them for free, and it's like $3 shipping. But they're 500. They are colored. They're thick paper. They're really, really nice. If you order these anywhere else, they'll be $40 to $100. So you can go online at Vistaprint.com and order these. Okay, and they have great templates. They also have flyers. Again, you can order, 10 of these or 100 of these. So depending on what you have to spend, that's about how much it would cost you for minimal, smallest purchase you could make to the largest. The other things you could do is you could run an ad in your local community newspaper, or there are also some really cool signs. They are like realtor signs. You could ask to place these signs in people's yards. And again, you could get 2 of these signs for $30 at Vistaprint. They're about the size of a real estate sign, like a house for sale sign. They're that large. You could order 2 of those for $30, or you could order several of them. Okay. These video clips that I picked out this time are actually Vistaprint. The first 2 or 3 are in how to lay out your business cards. So they are great to watch. You can just cut and paste them. One is somebody who's ordered their business cards looking at them, and another one is showing you how to do it online. But they're about 3 to 5 minutes long, so I think you will really, really enjoy watching these. I see some of you say you like the pet sitting. So literally, you could create your pet sitting business cards today. Decide if you want to do signs or flyers, and they could be in your hands in a week or two. And you could go down and post those at PetSmart on their bulletin board. Sometimes grocery stores have bulletin boards in the back. You could put them at your church or school. You could take them to the few neighbors and put them on the door that you know have animals. So within 2 or 3 weeks, you could actually have a couple of jobs doing that. Most people think to have a business that you have to borrow, $20,000 to $100,000. You could start small, and you can actually grow a business to be making a lot of money, but starting this small. Okay? The couple examples that I have is I enjoyed hand painting walls. Never anticipated doing it for a business. And just did it for friends here and there and myself. And I had someone ask me to come help them work on a model home. And I just took a little card and put my name on it. And I started getting calls. I do not have any kind of background in art. I'd never had an art class in high school ever, but I liked doing it. And next thing I knew, I was in with a large custom home builder in the valley and in some home show tours. And pretty much the marketing was pretty minimum because once I got my name out there, the people that were in that market started asking me. So for pet sitting, once you get your name out there with 2 or 3 people or you get in with a manager at PetSmart, you're just going to come to mind and your name will just get out there that that's what you like doing. So don't be afraid to start with no building, no supplies, no degree, okay? Because it can happen. Do any of you have any questions? So for those of you that are watching this live, when I'm done with the recorded session, I will poll the class and ask questions and then mark you down for participation. For those of you that are watching this as a recorded link, don't forget that the last page of this presentation is the 5 questions. You will also find these same 5 questions in your participation announcements. At the very bottom, it's a red link. And you can click on the red link, and when it opens up, it is a file. So you need to go over to File and download this onto your desktop. I use these same 5 questions for every presentation, and you can actually type in that document. Okay? When you do come to Adobe, don't forget in the upper right corner, I have project information with all the project formulas that you'll need. And in the bottom left corner, you can click on Business Math B Projects and download that file to your computer. It is the projects and the exact formulas you'll use on each project in this class. Okay? Well, I hope you've enjoyed the short presentation on how to start your business for free. And I look forward to working with you again and seeing you at the next Business Math B presentation. You have a great week.